Hey, this is Matt once again. We're back to the video, and this is a paid request for Lucas. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting type of videos, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal. Do have a Cash App as well for those interested. I'll get to those as soon as I can. And here we got the Grinch from 2018, which, funny enough, I did not realize this until looking into this. One of the co-directors is Scott Mosier. I'm sitting there going, is that who I think it is? And it is. As a guy that grew up with Kevin Smith, and I liked his early stuff, not his new stuff. But back to the day, I was obsessed with Kevin Smith. Clerks, Mallrats, Chasing Amy, Dogma. And I would listen to his commentaries, interviews, and I knew that his buddy and cohort producer was Scott Mosier. I even listened to the first dozen episodes of their Smodcast. S for Smith and M for Mosier. And he was always a guy who was a producer. I didn't know he directed a movie, or in this case, co-directed it. So yeah, the same Scott Mosier. The guy who, in Clerks, he acts in the film too, he's the snowballer. Where Dante asks his girlfriend, who's that guy? Oh, you set the guy's dick? Oh, you're snowballing, just a snowballing. What? 37? I'm 37? My girlfriend sucked 37 dicks in a row? But the guy with the beard, and hey, that's real cool, man. That's Scott Mosier in Clerks. So it's funny that guy co-directed this animated film from Illumination, the company that did Minions and Secret Life of Pets, I believe, and other stuff. And as you can tell, it's another version of The Grinch. Now, did we need another version of The Grinch? No. I think the older animated film with Boris Karloff is enough. I think it's still a good one. I'm not big on the Jim Carrey live action one because I think the Whoville cast of townies, other than Cindy, the rest of them are assholes who deserve their Christmas to be taken. I'm like, they get what they deserve. Granted, Jim Carrey's character is a bit annoying too, but y'all get what you deserve too. I had good makeup effects and stuff, but this one, I would say at the end of the day, it was harmless. It was harmless. I mean, I appreciate it's not a carbon copy of the original. It hits the beats. You have the grumpy Grinch and Cindy and the town of Whoville and him stealing all the presents, and they're singing, and his heart grows, and saving the sled of presents and returning the gifts. So you get all those points. But they do try to add other stuff. Now, is it the most interesting stuff that they added? No, but they try to do a little bit here and there. So, again, if you don't make another one, at least it's not a carbon copy. At least it didn't do a whole lot of fart jokes, puke jokes, things of that nature. I can't really think of any of that type it did. The animation I thought didn't look that bad. I thought it looked pretty good. From the beginning where you think it's snowball, like snowmen, but it's the bodies of these birds that are skiing down the mountain. And in Whoville, there are people that bobsled to work. And the way the town looks, even when he's robbing the places, some of the inventions he has, where he has these spring shoes that he walks from one house to the other like he's Inspector Gadget. Max, the dog, he puts on a drone to look around and stuff. So I don't mind some of the little additions they have here. Harmless and forgettable, Is kind of how I view this. And Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinch. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on him. He's alright, but I will admit there's a lot of times where I'm thinking, I don't know if he's the best guy for this role. I don't know who you would get. Maybe like a Tim Curry? But I don't think he would have been in great health. I'm not sure what health he was in 2018, to be fair, though. But like maybe that type, or Hugh Laurie. I think Hugh Laurie would have been. Just have Hugh Laurie play House from House MD. That's all you have to do. Like, I got the TV show there. Just look up House MD and Hugh Laurie, the way he plays that character. Just have that, and it's the Grinch. Because you could tell that he's really put on an accent with this. And it didn't feel natural to the character. It just sounded like, oh, this Benedict put on an accent. Like Boris Karloff, you could feel the Grinch. Jim Carrey, he's being hyper, a bit annoying. Here, it just, Benedict was more performing than being natural as a Grinch. So I will hate it, but I think there's other people that could have been voicing him that I would have preferred. Or just have him sound more natural, like in Doctor Strange. Well, to be fair, Doctor Strange, he's put on accent as well. Because he's not American. But he still sounded more natural in Doctor Strange, even though he's put on an accent, American accent. That still sounded like a more natural delivery than this. So, I don't know. Kenan Thompson, he's in the voicing a character who's very happy and joyful and is always trying to talk to the Grinch, and the Grinch ignores him. Angela Lansbury, which I didn't realize she lived until 2022. So she lived a long time. She was like 96 or so years old when she passed away. I mean, I thought she passed away a lot earlier. I didn't realize she only passed away 2 years ago. So that was... She doesn't have a whole lot to say, Sally, but it was nice to hear her voice as the mayor. This is Angela Lansbury. From Beauty and the Beast and Murder, She Wrote and all that stuff. I thought it was interesting that the Grinch in this, he's not as bad of a guy. What I mean by that is, he's a bit of a dick, sure. He goes to the town and he messes with stuff. But like when he goes in, he'll go into town and like no one's afraid of him. No one looks at him funny. Like, oh, how's it going? When he tries to get rid of this tree during this lighting ceremony, he accidentally catapults himself towards there. He gets like PTSD and scared. Well, it flashes to him being alone in the orphanage, which is part of the reason why he hates Christmas. He treats his dog Matt fairly well. And it kind of gets into a catch-22 where, on one end, it's like, well, we can't have the Grinch to be too mean. We can't have him be too cruel. We can't have him be too nasty. But I mean, he's called the Grinch, and literally the song is, "You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch." About just how nasty and mean he is. But they definitely tame him up a bit in this. I can see if that makes people mad. I mean, for me, it was a bit of a different take on it. So I was kind of fine because it's something different, but part of me was fine with it because when he changes his mind, it made a bit more sense. Where Odysee is a completely nasty, villainous character, then all of a sudden he hears a song. Yes, he draws the heart, but now he's a 180. And it, great, I like that movie more than this. But this one, because he's not 100% nasty, it gives you enough moments of him pausing, like when Cindy is talking to him and how she wants her wish to be for her mother, and he's like, "What? Really?" It makes the ending a bit easier to swallow. You just say, "Well, of course his heart grew bitter. That's why he's so nice now." Yeah, I did it. The point, I did that. So people go, "Well, what's the point of his heart being small?" I did that. I do did it. It just, I didn't hate it. I did. It just, like I said, made it a bit different. But on the flip side, it does make you wonder. Then why even make a Grinch movie? Why not just do your own original story? It could be inspired by the Grinch, but whatever. So a lot of the movie is kind of just him. There's no more food left, so he's got to go into town. The carolers keep following him, doing that little West Side Story way of following him. He's like, "Leave me the hell alone. Fuck off." And they definitely try to make it a bit more of a likable Grinch, which, like I said, not everyone's going to like that. And I can understand that. It didn't bother me, but I can understand it. When he goes back to the town, like, he always pats his dog or treats his dog well. Or, it's better this way, and they're home alone. Or he plays "All by Myself" on the organ. Now, granted, when they try to do humor of the times, it doesn't always work. Like, he's trying to, when he has the plan to go steal Christmas, he's working out. It's like, it's go time. He's has these worked out clothes. And the music I hated in this movie. Early on, there's like this rap of the Grinch where at half the time it sounds like the guy forgot the fucking words. "Yeah, I mean what? Grinch. Yeah. Your heart." I'm like, did you get all the words down, dude, with your rapping? Or did you rap some of those words and send them away to Santa and you say, "I'll keep the rest"? Here's the song. I don't take some of the words, wrap them up, throw them away. I'll just use whatever's left. Like, get the dick out of your mouth and sing the song right. Or don't sing it at all. Same with, like, there's a crappy song at the end credits. I thought they really butchered the songs from the original Grinch. The songs sucked fucking dick in this. The closest that was decent was when the Who are singing to the tree and the Grinch is hearing it. Or they're singing, not the tree, but they're singing around and then the Grinch hears it at the end. That's the closest. Sorry, my body's literally heaving, wanting to puke at remembering these stupid rap songs. Now, they try to have other songs in there as well. I'm trying to think, what song? Shit. Yeah, Christmas in the Hollis Run DMC. I think they have that during one scene. Because Cindy, her deal is that she wants to help her mom and sees that her mom's overworking herself, which I thought was kind of a nice, made me like Cindy, that she wants to help her mom that way and being very unselfish. But she wants to get her message to Santa as quick as possible, knowing that this letter might not get to him at time. She's like, I need to see if I could capture him Because I really needed to tell him something. It's very important. So she gets with her buddies, and they test on what to do and what traps to have for Santa. So she's kind of doing her own movie while the Grinch is doing his own thing. Another thing they add is they get a reindeer named Fred. And some slapstick, like how they get the sleigh that's on top of this building, so the Grinch is going. He's chased by this little dog and then hit and bamboozled in order to get the sleigh and slam onto the ground. And again, the movie does consistently show he's got heart at times. Like, the animals want to sleep in his bed. He's like, no, fine, go ahead. They test the sleigh with Fred. It slides on the ice, sees that Fred has a family, and okay, fine, you can go ahead and go. So again, I do appreciate the fact that he's not a one-dimensional villain. And again, some may go, well, that's the point of the Grinch. I mean, that's why he's called the Grinch in the first place. And again, I do get that. Like, to me, if you're asking me what's the best movie of the Grinch, it's Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton. The best adaptation of the Grinch story is Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton and John Ritter and Bernie Mac. That's the best one. Easily Bad Santa. But like I said, it wasn't a hilarious movie. But it wasn't a movie that made me mad. It is a very short film. I mean, it's less... If you take out the end credits, it's 90 minutes or less. So it's not that long of a film. The animation, I don't think, is that bad. I said the jokes are kind of like, oh, whatever. Take it or leave it. There's nothing that made me groan that much other than the shitty rap music they put. Like, Run DMC, that was good. Just that was in Die Hard with when Bruce was in the limo going up to the Nakatomi Plaza. I think that's the scene when the kids are kind of getting ready to test their trap, but then they gotta go home afterward. I think what it is like if the jokes was worked on a bit more to be a bit wittier, a bit more clever, hence being funnier. And if the music, honestly, I would just prefer them going back to basics and using the old music than this updated bullshit that they had. And I would recast the Grinch. I wouldn't have Benedict Cumberbatch, and I'm stuttering because I'm so flustered. I would have it be someone else. I don't know who. I mean, I mentioned a couple, but if they were available, but I would have someone else as the Grinch. I'd have to look into, and it should be an older person. I mean, Boris Karloff worked well as the Grinch, and he was a much older person. We don't know how old well, they show him as a kid in an orphanage, but I mean, you can still have him be a much older voice. And who that would be, I don't know. Have to think about it. But any number of older actors could have worked. That'd actually be funny if it was Billy Bob Thornton, just because I think it was Bad Santa, so just have him go full on Grinch. I actually would have liked to have heard that. But he steals, I mean, spoiler, if you don't know the Grinch story, he creates these inventions, he steals the gifts, he steals the trees, he goes from house to house stealing the lights, everything Christmas. Which I would say even the Jim Carrey one, there was some inventive stuff with the gadgets and how they made that look visually. But I do like the way the Whoville, the whole town looks. I think they had some nice creative gestures of house. Like one opens their house, it opens up like this. So like a like a type of dollhouse. So like it opens up like this way. Some of the other little addendums of creativity of the Whoville town, I did like. Definitely has a Dr. Seuss inspiration because of that. I say inspiration is based on Dr. Seuss, but they kept a bit of that in there. I appreciate that. The voice of Cindy Lou didn't bother me. I thought interesting. She doesn't have a dad in this because she had a dad in the Jim Carrey one. I think they had a dad in the original, but she doesn't have a dad in this. It's just a mom. So the dad just is not worth having the dad. And I guess because to have their point that the mom's by herself and she needs help, and that's what gets the Grinch in the heart there, the emotion. So that's why they have it. I like the, like I said, the inventions. He has these like ninja Christmas stars he throws, and it wraps stuff around, and thought that was kind of creative. And then by the end, I mean, he gets all the stuff. He hears them singing. What's going on? His heart goes big, saves it. The reindeer from before, as well as Max, help him up. Brings it down. He apologizes to the whole town. Which I don't even know if he even apologized to them in the original film. I don't remember if he apologized. But I thought that was actually nice that he did apologize. Like I said, if it was someone else voicing the character, I do think my opinion with this would change to even more positive. Because he was actually one of the things that bugged me. It was the way he voiced the character. I'm like, it just doesn't sound right. I don't know. I mean, just something about it just sounded off. Like I said, not natural. Not curt. Not angry. It's like not too angry, not too mad. Hell, I would have been fine like Bill Murray. Like Bill Murray, that would have been an interesting choice to have Bill Murray as the Grinch. That deadpan demeanor when he's talking with people. Hell, it would have been better than voicing Garfield. I don't know, just there's all the choices there that I think would have worked out better than Benedict Cumberbatch. And I don't hate him. I like him as Doctor Strange. But I just don't think he was the right choice here. I think that was really one of the things that bothered me the most. Like I said, I don't think we need another Grinch, but okay, they made another one. I don't think they did anything to disservice the story. Yes, again, if you're one of those that said, well, they made the Grinch too tame, not as mean, I understand that point, but like I said, it didn't bother me because, like I said, it makes his change a bit easier to swallow, easier to understand. The 180 he does. But I did. So, well, the point is that his heart grows bigger, and then I did it. I did it. It's not that I don't get it. It's just I didn't mind the direction they went in. Could have been funnier, yes. But like I said, I'm glad to have seen it once. I'll never see it again. But I didn't have an awful time. I liked the dog Max. I thought the reindeer Fred was cute for the kids. Thought they were cute. Like I said, didn't have any obnoxious piss fart puke jokes that get in the way. Just I hate that kind of humor. Harmless fluff. I think if you have kids, it's Christmas time. You can put this on. It's not too long of a movie, and go about your day. But I still would put the original because I think Boris Karloff was much better of a voice. and the songs were a much better, just much more simpler, effective movie. But I still say the best Grinch is the Bad Santa movie, the first one. You want the ultimate Grinch film? Go watch that movie. Because it really is. It's like a guy wanting to steal Christmas, meets a kid, his heart grows bigger. You know, there you go. Thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye bye.